What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So we got a bunch of cards from Raging Tempest to discuss, boys, and we have our boss monster, our cover card, Odd Eyes Raging Dragon. I guess that's where the name of the set comes from, Raging Tempest. It's kind of, I assume that the Raging comes from Odd Eyes Raging Dragon, and then the Tempest comes from all the wind support, like the wind witches that are going to be in this set. So anyways, you might notice that this is a Pendulum XC monster, and it's only the second one in the entire game, Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon being the other one that was released in Clash of Rebellion, if I'm not mistaken. This is crazy because we don't get many of these in the game. There's only 2 of them, and they're actually pretty difficult to summon, but this one is, I think this one's better than Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. So it says this guy's level 7. I think this is a typo because he's an XC, so how could he be level 7? Like, you know, XC don't have level, they have rank. So let's assume this is rank 7, Dart Dragon. It is 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense. That's copy pasted straight from Rebellion Dragon. Pendulum scale of 1, and actually the pendulum effect is copy pasted from Rebellion Dragon too. Once per turn, if there isn't a card in the other pendulum zone, you can place one pendulum monster directly from your deck into that pendulum zone. That essentially means that if this guy is sitting in a zone by himself and he is pendulum scale 1, feel free to grab an Odd Eyes Unicorn and have a pendulum scale 8 so that you can just pendulum summon to your heart's content. So pretty easy to understand effect there. It says this guy requires 2 level 7 dragon type monsters to summon. I think this is actually a reason why Dragon Rulers got banned. Konami didn't want you pendulum summoning these motherfuckers and then making these like really strong cards very easily, and then just being able to summon them from the graveyard as well. Let's see. It says if you can pendulum summon level 7, you can pendulum summon this face-up card in your extra deck. This effect is fucking scary and stupid, and why? Like, the thing about this is, they're basically saying that this card, if it's face-up in your extra deck, counts as a level 7 monster, but we know that XC monsters don't have levels, they have rank. You should never be able to pendulum summon this card because you can't pendulum summon XCs, they have rank, but you can pendulum summon this. So that is just like, that's like cheating the game mechanics there. That's like crazy. Effect number 1. This card gains the following effects if it has an XC monster, or excuse me, if an XC monster is used as XC material to summon this card. I don't understand this effect. It says if an XC monster is used as XC material to summon this card, but that would require, there had to be something that Yuya did on the show, because like, how would you use another XC to summon this if the other XC is a level 7 dragon, but XCs don't have levels? So like, Yuya doesn't use rank up, so only Shun and Kaito use rank ups. So I don't understand how this effect is like applicable at all, but it must be something crazy on the show that I just, it's clearly going over my head. I can't comprehend it right now. This card can attack twice during each battle phase. Obviously, that's good. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XC material, destroy all cards your opponent controls. Wow. Okay. Fucking Judgment Dragon. One-sided Judgment Dragon, actually. Until the end of the turn. Until the end of this turn, this card gains 200 attack for each card destroyed. And then has another effect. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, it goes into the pendulum zone. Okay, that's fine. That's how it gets to the pendulum zone to activate the pendulum effect. So this card seems extremely powerful. I just don't understand how this effect is going to work. Like, how are you going to XC summon this card using another XC dragon as material? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Next up, we have Ancient Gear Fiend, or Ancient Gear Devil. I told people, man, Ancient Gears were going to be getting more fusions. They're like, no, Cap, they're not a fusion. I told you guys, just watch the anime. If you watch the anime, they've played these cards like dozens of times. This guy is a level 7. It's an Earth Machine fusion. It's only 1,000 attacks. Not the strongest thing in the world, but it does have 1,800 defense, which actually, now that I say that out loud, is not very strong either. It requires 2 Ancient Gear monsters to summon. That's pretty damn easy. You can use it with anything. And honestly, I'll apologize. This card could be summoned very easily with Ancient Gear Hound, so I'll take that L, guys. I was wrong. It says you can only use the second effect of Ancient Gear Fiend once per turn. This card is affected by all other card effects. Okay, that's pretty powerful. Fairy Box for the win, or actually no, I was gonna say equipped with Moon Mirror Shield, but it's unaffected by it. So Fairy Wind for the win, or Fairy Box for the win. Effect number 2, during your main phase, you can inflict 1,000 opponent to or 1,000 damage to your opponent. That's okay. 1,000 damage actually adds up. If you do that twice, yeah, that's 2,000 damage. That's the price of a solemn warning that you didn't get to activate. Like 2,000 damage adds up. Effect number 3, if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one ancient gear monster from your deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. They seem to be building this into a lot of card effects. Now, this card should only be able to die by battle because, like, it's unaffected by all of the card effects. So, like, you can't Ignister this, you can't Tiramisu it, you can't Castell it. It's unaffected by all of those. So, you can't use Stormy Mirror Force, you can't use any of that shit. So, this card, really, the only way I see of killing it is in battle. So I think this card is actually really, really solid. Then we have Ancient Gear Reborn. This is a continuous trap that says you can only control one Ancient Gear Reborn. The second effect says once per turn, if you control no monsters, target one Ancient Gear monster in your graveyard, special summon it. It gains 200 attack. That 200 attack is kind of random, but I'll take it, man. Being able to summon a Gadgeton Dragon for free, I'll take it. Or being able to summon a Reactor Dragon for free. Even more reason to run Trade-In in this deck, honestly. Like, now Trade-In is just gonna be like a super staple, but I like that. That's not that bad. Probably like a 1-of. I wouldn't run more than that. Than that. Then we got some spirit support, guys. There's a new archetype coming out. It's called the a Spirit Lord, or the Spirit Archetype. This is their boss monster, I assume. Looks like it's an ultra rare. It's a spirit card, but it's a ritual. Now, at first when I looked at that, I was like, wait, what? How the fuck can a ritual be a spirit? Because spirits can't be special summoned. Rituals have to be special summoned. How the fuck is this gonna work? It actually is still a spirit. So anyways, this guy is a level 8 Winged Beast. It's a ritual. It's a spirit monster, which is weird because I just talked about why that's weird. 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense. You can ritual summon this card with a Spirit Calling. Must be ritual summoned, cannot be special summoned by any other means. Effect number 1. If this card is ritual summoned, it cannot miss timing. That's cool. You can return up to 3 monsters your opponent controls to the owner's hands. Then you can special summon one level 4 or lower spirit monster from your hand, ignoring summoning conditions. See, it has to ignore the summoning conditions, guys, because spirit monsters cannot be special summoned. So that's kind of cool. And by the way, I don't think the monster that you summon with this is not going to go back to your hand during the end phase because it was not normal summon. So that's actually pretty cool. It does not target, by the way, either. If your opponent had a Dark Planet and I guess like a Dark Eclipser and a Dark Destroyer, you could spin all 3 of them because this does not, or you could bounce all 3 of them, not spin, because it does not target. If this card spun cards, I'd be like, oh my god, Tiramisu 2.0. The second effect is like kind of Dan's game though. I was like, oh god, why'd they have to ruin it? Second effect says during the end phase of the turn in which this card was ritual summoned, return this card to the owner's hand, and if you do special summon 2 as spirit tokens, they are Winged Beast, they are Wind, and they are level 4, 1500 attack, 1500 defense. So I would say that it sucks that it's a ritual that goes back to the hand, but it does have a pretty kick-ass effect when it's summoned. And getting 2 tokens is not bad because you can synchro with these tokens and you can use them for tribute summons. And also, I think Icarus Attack is probably going to be like staple in this deck because the whole deck seems to be revolving around Winged Beast so far. Now, this is how you summon it. This is a Spirit Calling. It says you can use this to summon the ritual we just talked about. It says tribute monsters from your hand or your field, or banish spirit monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal the level of the monster that would be ritual summoned or more. So basically pay 8 stars or more, which honestly they'll probably get another ritual. I don't think they're just going to have one ritual. They'll probably get like 2 or 3 maybe. I mean, this seems pretty good because you can banish from the graveyard. It has to be spirit monsters, and it does not have to be spirit monsters of this archetype too. So they're leaving the door open for you to splash in, I don't know, maybe some of those fairy spirit monsters that were kind of hot, a couple of years ago or whatever. Possible. I'm just saying, possible. Then we have a spirit bird, Kaneki, Tsuru. Okay, Tsuru. This is a Winged Beast. Yeah, we're definitely going to run Icarus Attack in this deck. This guy is 1500, which is the same as the tokens. Cannot be special summoned except by, I guess, the ritual guy's effect, because then it ignores that. Once per turn, if a spirit monster other than this card is normal or special summoned, and this card, what's it called? And this card is in the monster zone, you can activate this effect. Draw one card. That's pretty good. That means that if you special this guy from the ritual, if then you normal summon another spirit, you get to draw one card. So you're already going +1. That's pretty good. Then it says during the end phase of which this card, or during the end phase of the turn that this card was normal summon or flip face up, return it to the hand. That's just, I mean, that's part of being a spirit. There's nothing new there. Now, this is a card I actually like a lot. It's called a Spirit Healing, and it's a card that makes me wish that Yosenjus were technically considered spirits, considering they basically act like spirits. I don't know why they just didn't call them, like, why aren't they just technically spirit monsters? They're identical to spirits. It's a continuous trap. It says you can only activate one effect of a spirit healing once per turn. Effect number 1, if a face-up spirit monster you control is returned to the hand while this card is in the spell and trap zone, you can target one card your opponent controls and blow it up. You get to destroy it. Effect number 2, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish one spirit monster from your graveyard, negate that attack, and end the battle phase. Dude, this is so good. Basically, this card works on both players' turns. During your turn, when one of your spirits goes to your hand, blow some shit up on the field that you don't like. And then effect number 2, if you have a spirit in your graveyard, you can banish that shit and you basically get to end your opponent's battle phase. Like, that's just so good. Like, this makes me wish that, like, that Yosenjus were spirits. By the way, people are saying that if this spirit stuff ends up being good, that like Drowning Mirror Force might go up in price, which, I mean, the possibility is there, guys. So, I mean, Drowning Mirror Force will naturally work in spirits. Then lastly, we have our new Shiranui trap card called, this is called Shiranui Style Samsara. Okay. It's a continuous trap. Let's see if we can get a bigger picture. Oh, rip. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, can we get a bigger picture, please? Shiranuis do have one. I mean, they've got the Icarus attack that's really good. It says that this card's name is always treated as Shiranui Style Synthesis, which is their field spell. And, I mean, there's a little synergy there with Solitaire, so that kind of works. While it is in the spell or trap zone. Effect number 2, once per turn, you can select and activate one of the following effects. Banish one face-up zombie monster you control. You take no damage this turn. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, if you banish the Chief Priest, you get to blow something up on the field, and I guess this can be considered like kind of like a Wabaku Threatening Roar type deal, stopping the battle phase. Effect number 2, target 2 of your banished monsters with 0 defense. Return both of them to the deck. Draw one card. This effect seems pretty good. I don't know how many times you're going to use it, but I guess you could use this in combination with the first effect, right? I mean, use this effect basically during your opponent's turn. Don't take any damage, and then when your turn comes around, use this effect and draw one card, put your shit back in your deck. So, seems pretty good. I would consider this probably, I don't know, my first impression, I could be wrong about this, but my first impression is probably like a one of. You know, Shiranui to me seemed like a more aggressive deck, but considering they just hit Cyframe Lord Omega in the OCG, I don't know how good Shiranui are going to be. Like, Omega is pretty much their unofficial boss. I know that they have like their own synchros and stuff, but damn, they need Omega. So let me know what you guys think of these cards. Hopefully I didn't stutter too much. I've been up for a while. I came off of an 8.5 hour stream, so I'm a little tired, guys. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already.